Hello guys and welcome back to Field of Glory Empires. We are proceeding on our massive growth. We've taken over so much stuff linearly and we have to build it all up. We are getting finally finished here shortly. I believe that 8+, yes, more here. Recruiting is about to get done and we'll have another stack ready to go as our manpower inflates from how big we've gotten. Regardless, we still mostly have our building to do. Diplomacy is already sent out in this turn. We finished the public works all the way over here in the west, working on the basics. Once again, working on the basics. What do we need in this not capital with 5 slots available? I guess a little bit of anything would be great. The cult site, actually not that important, considering it's all desertic already anyway. So I think I'll just take the stud for now. Only 3 turns on that. These further west places could use some more food. That is for sure. Public works done in Nepti, and we have 3 slots available by the looks of it. And it's kind of the exact same deal. I don't have a whole lot of options when it comes to acquiring tar here, at least not yet. But I don't like usurers. I have not built them myself anywhere. They might be in places that I just don't know about because I haven't checked. I don't usually delete a lot of buildings in places that I take over, but definitely maybe I should keep an eye out for them. We do have a new population over here. Not sure I would change much. This infrastructure would be nice. We don't really have a lot. I guess moving one guy down to infrastructure wouldn't be too bad. Built a shepherd house down here where we currently are basing a stack out of due to loyalty problems, which is because of how many slaves are here, because this is someone's former capital, I guess. City walls to help defend this would certainly be useful. There are so many slots available here that we are not going to run out of slots, that is for sure. Growth will not happen for 220 turns at this rate. I'll take the city walls. This is a unified location where food production is going to mean a whole lot. We're already just like draining the food. I see no excess food literally anywhere here. Jesus Christ, 44. We do make more food than is required. Oh, there's some excess right here, I suppose. However, it is going to hurt the growth of these locations quite a bit. Got a new population there, but I'll probably just leave them on food for the time being. They only need to stay here so long as there's loyalty problems. However, there are going to be loyalty problems here for a good long while. Thus, maybe the city walls maybe isn't even what we need. Maybe the gambling ring is what we need. The M4 sure fucking isn't. I'll tell you that much. The M4 is the last thing we need. A gambling ring would raise loyalty directly. The walls would only help deal with the problems caused by loyalty. So you know what? Let's change that to a gambling ring. New population next door. Not sure that I would change anything there. Liberated Barker from Ethiopia because we had that trade go through. On the coast, we've gotten some infrastructure from a wealthy citizen happy by our rule. Thank you. City walls built in Durnus, and I would love a harbor here. I would love it. I would love a lot of things over here, honestly. But I would certainly love a harbor. I love building up naval assets when I can. Infrastructure here is questionably low, maybe, but maybe we could do something about it. A palisade has been built just to the, east of that. And we have 4 slots available. We need a lot of infrastructure here. Food is also kind of necessary. I think I'll just take the brickwork, inefficient or not, as it shows that infrastructure in this whole province is something that is pretty needed. Finished a brickwork and got a new pop to the east of that in Coeen. Tons of building slots. I'd love that preserved food store, but I will go with the public works, I think, pretty naturally given the circumstances here. We got some free infrastructure nearby. To the east, we finished a preserved food store, and we have 6 building slots. Holy crap, look at this mess, is what I want to say. We could use a little bit of everything that we don't have. Infrastructure, definitely. And we have a lot of the resources required here. We get a bonus as well. That'd probably make things more efficient. Let's go ahead and build us a warehouse. Maybe we won't need as much. population on infrastructure there, you know, just for the basics. East of that, we've finished a temple in Egyptus. There are 5 slots available. I could get those solid walls going. We have a nice spread, honestly, of everything here. It's a good mixture for sure. It could use a little bit of infrastructure, and right there, that is a little bit. Loyalty is doing pretty well, as is. An herbalist for growth wouldn't be bad with this many slots. Maybe not the most important. We actually don't have a lot of health here to begin with, it looks like. Well, not a lot of the buildings, apparently, but yet the bonus is so high. Crazy. Well, the charcoal pile honestly hardly makes a difference. There can be wood cutting here to benefit this. I will go for the charcoal pile. We'll get the wood cutting there eventually. It's very small infrastructure bonuses, but it's something. We have enough food, certainly. New population has arrived in the Delta. Wow. We have so much fucking infrastructure in the Delta. It's kind of insane. I'll leave it there for right now, but damn, dude. To the south, we got a warehouse in Diospolis. There are only 2 slots available. A land expansion seems very natural, if you ask me. Yes. To the west of that, we have a stud finish with only 1 slot available. I think city walls would work. We do have a usurer here. It was pre-built without my building. I'm going to get rid of that. Again, I don't know about all these other AI places I've taken over, and I don't think there's such a capability as to hunt down specific buildings that are not wonders. Is this one? Yeah, there's a usurer. All right, found another one in Egypt. Found another one in Egypt. It is slotless, but really, truly, I don't like it. Why do they build them so much? I understand the crafters district, but come on, a usurer sucks. I have no idea how to say that. Usurer. I start sounding like I have a lisp trying to say that. I'm finding a lot of these, and I just found a place, I guess, where I missed out on a building. City walls were built here. Now we have the ability to build more. It's not a capital. A clay pit wouldn't be so bad. This needs a lot of infrastructure buildings built. I could also use a cult site, honestly. I wouldn't mind a little bit of infrastructure, though, given how this is looking. And with 4 slots available, we don't really need to go for the irrigation system. Yeah, let's go for the clay pit for right there, for sure. And then do just some more brief clicks around. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything else too crazy. Finished a blacksmith, and as you sure over here as well, we have 1 slot available, and this is not a capital. Infrastructure here is through the roof. We could use basically anything else. The amphora at this point would literally just be to get the slot if I were to select it. The shepherd house could hopefully make up for the lost food. But yeah, we have enough loyalty. I'll go ahead and plop that down just to get it going. Why not? New population, new population, new population. Jesus, so much new population. A courthouse finished in a capital along the coast. Now, we could do this real easy and just build an archer or go for something else. We have a lot of the base resources here as is. You know what we don't really have is a lot of growth. Once I build this one thing, that's basically it. The physician's house would be upgradable later. I think I'll do that. There's a usurer present here as well, so I'm just going to do myself a flavor and get rid of that. I don't think... No, there is another one I missed over here by some stuff in Coptos, by some pyramids. To the east, nothing. The capital, mostly talking about our heavy infantry reform. New population nearby. Preserved food store finished on the coast, but that was slotless, so it doesn't change anything. New population spilling over, but we'll deal with that next time we have a building to look at. The amounts of everything are pretty fine already. New population in Thamedina, where there's only 1 slot available and only 1 slotless option available. It will give a little bit of infrastructure, some decadence reduction. We have to import the papyrus, but we get culture. We don't have a lot of stuff on culture here, and that could be good for loyalty. So sure, let's do that. We get us over 100 maybe. A brickwork done just next to that in the location of Saracena, where I could get either next a land expansion or a hospital, both of which would be probably pretty useful. I think I'll go for the land expansion first, though. To the west, we have an anchorage built along the coast where there's also a secret fucking cult. What the hell? Weigh carefully the choice of not building the structure, as this is a rare proposal, because it's deleted once you hit 20 population points, and when you have it, there's a conversion penalty, but there's a loyalty bonus, no slot usage, you reduce decadence, you get culture, barely lose any infrastructure. It's just preserving the old ways, quote unquote. It is rare, in fact. This is a rare source of culture and decadence for not much loss other than conversion penalty, which right here doesn't really matter a whole lot. I was going to go with the land expansion, but I think I will go for the secret cult. They are at, right now, 16 population, so this won't last forever. But more the reason to build it right now, honestly. The brickwork is done in Elana, which is a capital, and a weapons manufacturer there would be very nice. Though this is the only slot available, though 11 turns to build versus 7 turns for growth, and it seems pretty obvious what we should do. I will take the weapons manufacturer there, help spread weapons around. Got a copperworks done in Judea with only 1 slot available. We could enact some massive walls. The quarry is pretty counterproductive, honestly. The massive wall production would be useful given that this is on the coast. This is a pretty important location. Let's go ahead and just build the massive walls there. It is slotless after all, and nothing slotted is really going to take as long to build anyway. The north, we built a major harbor in Galilea, where our loyalty could use a little bit of a buff. We don't even have city walls. We can build a dry dock very easily, but given the location, I think we'll go for these city walls. A dry dock could do pretty well, honestly, in any location that is on the sea, though maybe, just maybe, it is not the most important. I know we have one over here in Phoenicia, and in Phoenicia, this also maybe isn't the best spot. There's a usurer over here. I have a better location already, so I don't even know if I really want this here at this point. Maybe I'd rather free up the slot for other things. I'm going to go with that idea. It was better when we got it originally, but at this point, are you sure? It is. Get rid of it. That adds decadence. We could lower decadence just by getting rid of these for not much cost, honestly. But with the base in Egypt, wherever the hell it may be, if I remember correctly, it's certainly not the capital. Was it in Alexandria? Yeah. The base in Egypt is better. It has more. It's better developed. Regardless, there is a crafter district done at that very location in Phoenicia. And I can add something else. We could use some infrastructure. This would produce stone. That's not terrible. We do have 2 slots available, so that is some stuff to work with. This spinning mill would produce produce cloth from cotton and make something more productive in terms of money. It's not really what I'm looking for, though. I think the salt mine or the quarry would be the best things. And given the current trends, I think I'll take the quarry. North of that, we got that preserved food store done in the capital of Orontes. We don't even have a fucking palisade here. Well, naturally, we need to spend that 1 slot on that. I found like 4 more usurers to get rid of. We have 4 slots available over here in Busaria, where we just finished a bronze work. A preserved food store is thus looking pretty good. I gotta move a guy down to infrastructure for that, so I think we'll go ahead and do that. Certainly some of the Seleucid stuff might have a usurer. I don't see one, though. Nope. Still, a lot of conquered things. Flaxfield in Meriviana? Oh, God. And what do we want here? Irrigation canals would add a lot of food for pretty much no cost. But my God, that building time is insane. I could instead go for the Orientation Tribune, but is it really that important? Is the food that important? A lot of good questions to be asking here. I'll go for the canals just because, like, why the hell not, I guess? To the east of that, we have a furnace that has been built and only 1 slot available in Kasai, where we have less essentials here. A theater would be pretty good. I could also do with some infrastructure. Import. No, we wouldn't need to import lumber. We have wood cutting here. Oh, that's really good. Let's get, oh, with the one slot though, you know what? Fuck it. Yeah, give me the charcoal pile. I did find a slave market here that I will get rid of. We have finished city walls to the south of that. And we have many, many slots available here and a lot of resources to work with. I can't pass over a fishery when I see it though. That's just too good. Stud in Sargatia, where we need, my god, do we need loyalty? Culture, I suppose, would be helpful. We need a lot of basics as well, so building specifically this is a rough one, but I would like that stability, first and foremost. There's a slave market here as well. That could help clear up a slot and some decadence and who knows what else. To the east, new population, yet the building slots... It's so over that it's not even showing the correct numbers. Now, next to that, wow, these two capitals, twin capitals right next to each other. Slave market disassembled, paved road built, one slot available. And there's a lot of options here. Looking at what we have, what do we really need? The large warehouse could be neat, I suppose. Impressive that we're missing any health options here at all. The urban guards don't sound terrible, but I don't know if they're necessary. I think the garrisons are probably nice. The money loss wouldn't be really very bothersome for us, though the infrastructure bonus would make this infrastructure stand on its own better, especially while we wait on more slots to open up. Considering we have a Maria protecting us, I think I'll just go for that. Armor and slave market dismantled, opening up slots next to that. A preserved food store would be amazing. I think I'll take that over there, especially if we ever want to have anyone stationed over here. Lots of things dismantling. We know we're getting rid of this one next turn, or in 2 turns, so I don't really know if there's any point to build anything here. Probably not. I'll order a copper mine, but I don't think there's any reason to building it. More dismantles, and then we could build something else here. A large farm doesn't sound so bad. It's slotless, produces grain. The infrastructure cost is there, however. Maybe I should just go for the stone and infrastructure right now. It seems like maybe a better plan, and I've skipped over plans that are very similar in other locations. Looks like I can reform heavy cavalry. I don't use heavy cavalry, so we'll take the cheaper option. But I might as well upgrade them, honestly. I don't see why I wouldn't. Seems to only be a helpful thing. Look at that. I'm bottom of the green list right now. All because these tiny nations have a much easier job at it. Look at, literally, they're all mostly like a bunch of tiny nations. Tiny tribal nations. All the empires and stuff are being booted down. As long as I'm not a red nation or orange, we're good. So I agreed on my treaty with Maria, so we've returned their very important location to them. Thank God. That was bothering me so much. Now they can do their off-screen stuff again. They'd be more useful as a puppet. And they got some useful stuff back. Now they're going to be a more useful buffer. And if I do end up having to fight the Antigonids at any point, which hopefully I won't. I think the AI is predictable enough in this game, right? Then we should be good. We don't need to gather food. We lost that because it's been liberated. No, we traded it. We were raided, but the raiders... No, the garrison was crushed. Ah, God, these fucking barbs and their raiding... Always causing problems. It's just going to make certain places have some problems. That's with a guard tower, by the way. Jesus. Progressing. Heavy cavalries. New feast day on the calendar. And voila. We have a brand new stack and only one general available. Do we have one on our navy? We do not. The young, spunky General Silax. You get the navy. Because we only have one, and I'd rather that navy have a at least decent leader. You have a general. You have a general. Does anybody not have a general? You don't have a general. So these two don't have generals under the current circumstances. Meaning I'll probably prioritize using them for defensive purposes. There's certainly placed right now in such a way to be useful for defensive purposes. Since our manpower is still doing so well, I've started recruiting more light cavalry, skirmishers, and archers for the beginnings of another stack. Because again, the Navy doesn't really need to expand very much currently, the naval warfare with the AI. I don't think it will be that much of a threat, especially in our position right now. The land stacks, even these defensive ones with no generals, I think are probably what we need more. So I've started recruiting another one just to make use of all of this manpower, really, because otherwise, what the hell am I going to do with it? It's going to cost some money, but not an insane amount. It's going to cost mostly metal that we'll have to keep an eye out on. No more trades with Maria needed. The Antigonid one is now pending, but we're pretty certain we know how that's going to go. Dismantling happening over here, and a ranch has been finished in Siles, where we can get a public works going. I like the idea of a public works going here. And then I'll move 2 guys up to food in preparation of that. Get a little bit more food going at the same time. To the east, we built a ranch in Sirtica with 6 slots available. I would love this palisade. I would also love to have 10 more infrastructure. This one's kind of a toughie, because these are all really just basics at this point. I guess we'll go for the Wheelmaker, because this place is under pacification. Right now, it could use resources more than anything. I'm not expecting war anytime soon. We got a physician's house at Ptolemais. We could get a city wall or a preserved food store, both of which would be pretty useful. I think I'll go for the preserved food store, honestly. Yeah. Do we even have a preserved food store around here? I don't think we do. So that would really be the first one. That would be great. Then I could, like, move this guy right here. And hell, I might do it preemptively. I don't know if that'll be smart, but I'll do it preemptively. Might as well. Then to the east of that, we've built a Wheelmaker in Ogdamus. Don't know if I said that right. 4 slots available. We still need way more of the basics, and not to mention culture. Loyalty is doing pretty fine, however. I see we have a lot of scorched desert this turn. We will go with... This is a tough one, actually. Let's get all Desertics on infrastructure. And then build a ranch now. Yeah, that looks pretty good. East of that, we have the city walls completed in Hebei. Where, what do we need? We have only the 1 slot available. That's not really going to change anytime too soon. Culture, culture in general could be important given the trends that we see in the total culture decadence ratio, especially if we're not going to war. Our age is just going to keep going up. But I also would really like this brickwork, even if there's no stone. So I'll take the brickwork, because you need to get these tier 1 things built eventually. And then, so to the north, we got a new population. North of that, in Alexandria, we have a bronze work finished. Love me some bronze works. Major Harbor sounds great. Give me that for sure. I really wish I could designate this the capital of the region, but I can't. Charcoal pile's been built in Egyptus. Yes, that was always the plan. And I also wanted woodcutting, but that's not coming up just yet. We know we need the culture. We know we need less decadence. A school here, slotless, big decadence reduction, some culture infrastructure would be a pretty good idea, so we'll go for that. East of there, we've built the Thalassan Temple, because it was the first thing to come up. A preserved food store would be pretty great. Looking at all this, I think I will go for that. Yes, sir. Let's get all Desertics on infrastructure. And then move others here. And then I can sort this, I guess, kind of like that. Cool. To the south, I got a new population on a capital, Aeus, which allows me to build a new building. We didn't have that capability a moment ago. We have some basic military things here, but really not a lot. I wouldn't mind a couple things here, but especially I wouldn't mind a physician's house. To get some health for faster growth. Let's get the physician's house. 5 turns to build. New pop down south. Finished a physician's house. 1 slot. Only 1 slot available. A hospital is slotless. Would be faster growth. Growth doesn't seem too slow here, but it definitely would be nice. The brickwork could also be useful. Could we get more infrastructure? We can move guys onto culture and then like back and forth maybe a little bit. I'd say yeah, let's go for that. And we could probably move no, not that much. We might just leave it alone for right now and just kind of leave it be. South of there, we've finished a large quarry. We have multiple slots available. Given meeting all the basics here, I think the crafter district would be an easy thing to build. One population to south of there, we're building a stadium already. We finished building a large quarry in Asalia, 5 slots available. We can get a stonecutter expert. We have the marble, get infrastructure and culture out of it. That sounds really good to me. Not that I really need either or at the moment. I guess I'll need it even less. Just move you guys on food at that point then, right? We have so much infrastructure anyway. And we already have 5 dudes on culture. I mean, we clearly could use some more culture and loyalty, but we're literally building some of that right now. So, the capital, nothing special. We're still waiting on the circus to finish building. North of that, we finished a logistic depot. East of that, we finished a monument and got another population. That's 2 slots currently available. And what do we want? Maybe, I think just the brickwork to get some more infrastructure here. Yeah, it's pretty much a necessity. Let's do that. Then going up, we have at the Sinai regional roads and a new population. 2 slots available. That pretty much checks out. Yeah, let's go for... I would say the harbor. I do love me some harbors. Just next to that, we finished a brickwork in Idume. We have 2 slots available. Regional roads are definitely on the list. That will expand this regional road and connect it. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Extra population that doesn't change much of anything. I prepare now for extra population a lot more. I see a Usher that I missed. And a location where we have finished some city walls over here by the coast. 1 slot still currently available. Loyalty bonus not really needed. Honestly, here we need probably more basics than anything. But there's not a lot of still really good options for that. Maybe let's go for the aqueduct. We'll add 3 food and 12 health. Don't really know if that's helpful, but... Could also then move 1 guy onto infrastructure to make up for those changes. Palisade finished in Orontes, a capital. New population in Osorina, which is one of the locations we just recently got. Tools manufacturer, slotless, sounds pretty great. Upgrade from the blacksmith. That sounds awesome. Ooh, I don't know if an irrigation system sounds awesome if the food bonus it's giving me is apparently going to be -3 food. I don't know if the food bonus comes after. I'm not sure, but this infrastructure... Plus some metal. We need metal, yeah. Let me get the tools manufacturer. That seems to be the most useful thing. New population next to that as well. You don't really need this watchtower. But a furnace. Oh my god, look at the infrastructure here. It's awful. We need infrastructure. Never mind anything else I was about to say. We need the brickwork. Why is it so fucking bad? Oh my god. This isn't a capital, and it has a ton of military buildings as well. I'm surprised I didn't catch these. Maybe I didn't look over this location very in-depth. This will free up some slots, though. And some infrastructure. A lot of these locations. I think I just didn't know where the capital was going to go, maybe? And I wanted to see. But we can clear out a lot of these unneeded military buildings where we don't need them. Open up some slots. That should be good, I hope. Fortune teller done. Next to that in Corsot, where if we need anything, it's probably culture and infrastructure. Realistically. Let me get that deserted guy in infrastructure. And we'll build up the culture instead with a street parlor. Culture and some money. Regional roads finished next to that in Rambea. This is a capital. I don't see the harm in making a stables. Looks pretty good to me. Adds infrastructure and some equipment. I could probably just move this guy for now on to culture and everything would work out. But looks like we're out of time for this episode, so we'll have to finish up this turn in the next one. So for now, thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.